and people don't watch the event, then it brings no traction to MCC, and MCC Rising is essentially pointless. It's just... Let's talk a little bit about the controversy, because you share the same views I do, as far as I'm aware, assuming by your replies on Twitter, that big creators in the event, why are people complaining? I made a tweet, and I actually predicted it as well, because I quote tweeted Scott's tweet with a screenshot. Another prediction, Laqqy, can you believe it? I was like, a bigger creator not applying doesn't increase your chances. So then Scott came out and tweeted that we're put into categories, so a bigger creator doesn't actually affect your chances. So another crazy, right? It's like I have inside information. I don't have inside information. Chat, please, lads, please. But what's your take on this goofiness of bigger creator can't apply? Grr.
I think that your size does not determine the amount of work that you put in. And it doesn't guarantee you that you have a good quality application. For example, take a look at some of the smaller applicants who have banger content applications this year, right? And then compare it to, not throwing shade or anything, application that was kind of, it felt lazy. They had good chemistry, but it felt lazy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That their size did not guarantee a quality application. The amount of work that they put in does, and they didn't put in that much work into it. So I don't think that your size should count all that much. The quality of your application should matter way more than your size.
But then assuming they get in.
Assuming that they get in.
Does that cause a bit of a question?
Well, now that we know that they have the bracket stuff, which I don't think that they did for MCC Rising 1, mind you. I think that if they win their bracket, then that's not that big of a deal, because then the only spot, because the brackets are gonna exist either way. So there's always gonna be bigger creators, assuming that there's a bracket.
Yeah.
So it's not small creators versus big creators. It's big creators versus big creators, small creators versus small creators. So either way, there's gonna be a big team in. But that's not the point of the event. The point of the event is just to give anyone who hasn't been in an MCC before a shot. It's I know a ton of big creators would love to join MCC just as much as a small creator would, So if it's something that someone wants to achieve, their size shouldn't disqualify them from wanting to, achieve something. Just because they have found success in one facet, like a lot of views or a lot of subs or anything, doesn't mean that they've achieved everything that they want to achieve. For example, a personal goal that you can have is wanting to join MCC, and you could have 1 million subs and still not done that. And the only way that you can see that, participating is through Rising, right? Why are people gonna be upset if you're gonna just achieve a goal of yours? I don't see the big creators joining or applying for cloud or anything, which I see a lot of smaller creators doing low key.
Oh, yeah.
I just see that as them wanting to have a good time, and I don't see any problem with that at all.
So sorry, yeah.
I think that people are blowing it way out of proportion and are kind of gatekeeping Rising, which is not their place to do. It is the only people who should be gatekeeping Rising is the Nox crew.
Exactly.
Period.
I know you just let anyone in. They've said it. They will let anyone in.
Bro, it's all, like I said, it's all about your application. It's all about the quality of your application, not your size.
I said this. I know I saw this tweet on Twitter, right? And it was why don't the bigger creators just apply for normal MCC? It's just that's not how that works. You can't just. I'm pretty sure it's a big ass wait list to get into MCC, and it's just this is why my stance on it is you just because you're a bigger creator, you got to be a bigger creator because you're it's not your fault that you're good at making content. It's not your fault that people like you. It's not your fault that you're entertaining. So some people are in that stage of where they're apparently too big for MCC Rising, but then too small for MCC. So it's kind of how do what
it's not fair to
make an MCC Risen. Oh, that's entertaining. MCC Risen, can't wait for everyone in there who has over 500,000 viewers, but can't get into the main event. It's that's a bit crappy at that point, and it's
exactly.
I think people are just because the thing is, I said this on stream as well. I didn't put this one on Twitter. I said a lot of stuff about this topic, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's half the people saying this aren't even gonna watch MCC Rising anyways, or it'll be the people who are gonna watch the larger creators. You're gonna go. Well, yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The people who complain about this on Twitter are not MCC community members. They're just creators who want to piggyback off of the success of the event.
But half of them probably haven't even applied. Half the people complaining haven't even applied for the event. So why are you crying?
Exactly.
I understand maybe if you applied and you think it reduce your chances, but it's it doesn't. It's proven that. So why are you coming out and going, oh yeah, my because the thing is, it'll be a case of okay, cool, right? I'm complaining that big creators get into the event. Let's say 3 teams of big creators get in, 7 teams of smaller creators. Oh, one of my favorite big creators going to the event. I'm going to watch them. I'm not going to support the smaller smaller creators, but I was complaining that the big creators are going to be in the event. It's like, make it make sense.
Exactly. In MCC Rising 1, a lot of the community backlash was like, oh, there's going to be like 2 actual cool teams to watch and then a bunch of randoms. And now in MCC Rising 2, it's the complete opposite. Is, oh, it's not going to be a bunch of randoms. It's going to be a bunch of cool creators and big creators. Like, it's completely flipped on its head.
But then they'll only watch the cool creators. They won't watch the random.
Like, the only people that got views in MCC Rising 1 were the big creators. Like, people didn't take the time to watch the small creators. And now they're bitching about, like, oh, there's not going to be any small creators. Well, maybe that's why.
But, like, adding to that, with MCC Rising 1, not sure if looks back at that, saw that the big creators were the only ones getting views, like you said. And it's a case of, like, they obviously still want to bring traction and revenue to the event. If they add in a bunch of, in quotation marks, randoms, who all average have, like, 5 viewers on Twitch, in quotation marks, I hate saying this, but it's true. Like, it's just for the example. Yeah. Sorry, it's like if and people don't watch the event, then it brings no traction to MCC, and MCC Rising is essentially pointless. It's just not a recreation, but it will be like viewership wise, might as well just be playing a recreation. These players might as well just be playing a recreation. Not I support it, but you get what I mean.
It has to be a balance. It has to be a mix of small creators who can profit from the big creators. Like like you said, like if everyone's like a 500 sub Andy, and like they, you know, don't bring the traction to the event, no one's going to benefit.
Exactly, not even them, because it's like, and it's a case of as well, is what I'm saying, it's like in the Discord, because I know there's a Discord, it's obvious that you get invited to a bloody Discord for it. It's like, say I get into a Discord with 2 larger creators and we just get talking, and these are larger creators who, I don't want to say names, I never like saying names if they're not on the podcast, but say I get into talking to 2 larger creators who average 1,000 viewers on Twitch, and they've never interacted with me before because they didn't know who I was, but then they talk to me, they find me interesting, we bond really, really well, bang, I've then just become cool or mutuals with 2 larger creators, and maybe I could be on their stream, or maybe they could be on my stream, or maybe we could collab together, and it's like, that would have never happened if they didn't invite larger creators to MCC Rising, and that's what will benefit. And the thing is, say like, I guess I'll just use you as an example again, say we both get into MCC Rising and you're averaging 1,000 viewers on Twitch, right? We talk, we collab, we bond well, right? We're both streaming at the same time, but you end an hour before I do. You're like, who do I raid? Oh, I've been talking to InsideMinecraft Orbitzz recently, he seems pretty cool, bang, raid him. That's just increased like my viewership and my like people knowing me by so much, and that's because we both got into MCC Rising. You have taken that time to support me, whereas if it's all like people who are averaging 5 viewers, it's kind of hard to show support to the smaller creators. Like, it's also like people aren't looking into it deep enough, and I know I'm really looking into it deep here, but it makes sense. It's like I can make friends with someone in the Discord and that can change everything, and that's why most of the people in the main MCC, because they became friends with each other, they bonded with each other, and they all like helped each other out, kind of, you know? The larger creators help the smaller creators, and that's why the larger creators are also there. Not the only reason, but part of it.
That is my biggest regret from Rising 1, is not having taken the time to meet other people, and because I thought that it was going to happen naturally, like we would all get to know each other naturally, but unfortunately it wasn't how it happened, and you had to actually put a little bit of effort into meeting your competitors, and you know, I didn't do that. But that's another advice, like just get to know your competitors, like have fun with them, like don't look at it as like a size competition. Like the big creators aren't only going to stick talking to the big creators. You don't have to like segregate yourselves into like different groups of sizes, you know? Just if you get into the event, just talk to your competitors as like equal people. Like you're all there for the same reason, you know? It's a great opportunity to like you said, like meet a big creator and boost your name up there. Even though that shouldn't be your main goal, of course. It should just be to like make a friend.
Well, yeah,
but, like,
I'm just saying it's an example. Like,
yeah, no, I know, I get what you mean.
To fight the not supporting allegations.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great opportunity for everyone involved. Just make a bunch of new friends, and with those friends make content, and then, you know, it's a great experience for everyone, even the community, because the community is going to get great content from it.
Exactly.